morning, pig friends, and welcome back to this week's video. So today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of backstory on each of the guinea pigs, like where they're from, for example, and things like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. But as always, before I start, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss when I post. Also, I think we better get the piggies some food. They seem pretty hungry. Hi! Yes, it's a camera, I know. Okay, let's go get you some food then. Piggies! Have I got grass? Yeah? Should I get some grass? Piggies, over here! Over here! I'm going to share some backstory on Pumpkin. So Pumpkin was from a rescue centre called Puddle Ducks, and so was Peanut, but they were in a cage together, and it was a cage of 4. So it was a very small cage. It was about half the size of this cage, if I just show you. So this is a CNC cage, and it was about half the size of this for 4 guinea pigs. That is extremely small. So it wasn't that... they weren't in very good conditions. So this rescue was just in someone's home, and they were very busy at that time. They had been getting a lot of guinea pigs in, but so I decided to adopt Pumpkin, and because he is really colourful, and I've always wanted a guinea pig that is like multicoloured, and also he was quite small when we got him, and I'd always wanted a baby guinea pig. He wasn't exactly a baby, so he was 6 months when we got him. That isn't exactly a baby, but he was younger than the other ones, so there was an older boss in there, and he was quite rough with them actually. So when I tell you about Peanut, I will show you something that he got in his ear from the boss. So we adopted Pumpkin, and he was already named when we got him, and I just decided to stick with the name Pumpkin because it was very cute. And yeah, that was basically it. Then when we took him home, and we first had them in a small wooden outdoor cage, but Pumpkin was quite mean to Peanut because suddenly there wasn't a boss, and they didn't know who was going to be it. So Pumpkin was quite mean to Peanut, and he often cornered him. So we had to get a new cage, which was this wired cage with a plastic base to it, where Peanut would stay, and Pumpkin stayed in the wooden outdoor cage. Sometimes we had him outside, but because it's quite cold, it was quite cold when we got, it was around the winter when we got them, so we mostly kept him inside. In the summer we put him outside for a little bit, but it's quite rainy here, so it wasn't that often we put them outside. So after that we decided so Pumpkin looked not happy because he was lonely, and he often hid away and would run away from us if we tried to get him out. But if we put Peanut in there for a little bit, they would be fine for a little bit, and if we tried to get Pumpkin out, he would be fine getting out, and he would eat more, and just generally he looked a lot happier with another guinea pig. So that's when we decided to get this CNC cage for both of them to live in. It's quite big, so it's 5, I think, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 by 2, and then we got this. So we had already had that hoodie bed for Pumpkin because that's what we used to keep him warm, and this was for Peanut, the hammock, but now they both share it because they're in the same cage. We then got this hidey for them. This was in last week's video, so if you want to, you can check that out and hear all about that. And then we used Pumpkin's bowl and Peanut's bowl, and yeah, So he generally seemed a lot happier, and he would let us pick him up a lot more, and he would be more confident if we, say, wanted to stroke him in his cage. And yeah, I think Peanut just was a very, like, I think putting them in the both cage was a very good idea, because they are a lot happier now that they are together. Sometimes they will like fight, but it's only little fights that they have, and so I'm not that worried about it. So yeah, that's a little backstory on Pumpkin. I'm going to do a little bit of backstory on Peanut. He was from the same rescue as Pumpkin, and he was also living in the same cage of the 4 guinea pigs. So when we got him, he was in the hammock, which is actually why we got him this hammock, because he looked very comfortable and just generally happy. But basically, the boss in there was quite mean, so if I don't know if I can get close enough, but I don't know if you can see that there's a split on his ear. That's from the boss when the boss bit him, and on his other ear he has a hole in it. It's not painful for him, and we've had it checked out, and he's like fine. But yeah, so I'm glad we adopted them. This Peanut was already named, and he was named Peanut, so we decided to keep his name too. And he's also the colour of the peanut. So, as I was saying in Pumpkins, that they were in the same cage, but Peanut was being bullied by Pumpkin, because Pumpkin is more confident than Peanut. Peanut just gets scared easily, and so when we split them, so when we took Peanut out and put him up, so the cages were stacked on top of each other. Don't worry, they were very stable, and we made sure that every day that like it was fine for them to live in. So Peanut was on the top, and he had this hammock in it to keep him warm, and this bowl for nuggets, and so he was very happy actually by himself. And we occasionally got them outside and let them run around for a bit together. And yeah, so Peanut was quite happy with his own life, but he was even more timid than he is now when he was in the cage, and I just don't think we realised that until we had put them in the same cage. Peanut would run underneath his hidey whenever we came near him. Like, Pumpkin would probably come to the bars and like sniff our hands, but Peanut would run underneath the hidey, and we thought that was just because he was timid, but I think it's because he didn't have another guinea pig in the same cage, so he felt unsafe, even though there was nothing to be worried about. So when we put them in the same cage, there was a little bit of arguing, and we have had to separate this cage, so we've had to split it up sometimes, just because we don't want them to get hurt. And Peanut was less scared because he had Pumpkin in there, and Pumpkin's friendly, and he will curl up on you if you get him out. But if Peanut wasn't with Pumpkin, then I don't think Peanut would like come out at all if he was just a lonely guinea pig is what I'm trying to say. That's why we got them in twos, because that is what is recommended. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So he was a lot happy when we moved them together, and now they are best bros, I think. I don't think they've decided on a boss. I don't really get that kind of vibes from them. Peanut is more timid than Pumpkin still, but like, I don't think there is a certain boss around, so that is good. And so they are fine now, and I think that is the most important part, that they are okay and they are not fighting like they used to. And yeah, so I just want to tell you a little bit about their first fight, just because I think most of the things that you'll see on Instagram and YouTube is just the good stuff. So I think I'm just going to address the first fight that they ever had. The first fight that they had was when they were living in the same outdoor wooden cage. Hi, Peanut. Hi, that's my finger. And so Peanut got cornered by Pumpkin, and Peanut got annoyed at that. So they both tried to lash out at each other, and Peanut actually got bitten on his back. I don't know if there is still a scar. Hi, Pumpkin. But there was quite a bit of blood. He's fine. He was fine. I think he was overreacting a little bit, but he wouldn't come out from his cage for like 2 weeks. And that is when we decided to separate them. So Pumpkin, I think, got a little cut on his mouth from Peanut because they went head to head, opening their mouths and stuff, like a normal guinea pig fight. But Peanut was in pain, and so that is why we decided to separate them, because that was not okay. I mean, what you're seeing now is just Peanut. But I'm not shouting because Pumpkin's taking the space. But yeah, so that was the first actual serious fight that they had, and that is just when it all happened. Like, that's just when it all started to go downhill, because Peanut kept getting cornered and kept getting bitten. Not much more blood, but there was a couple of times, and Peanut would... I have seen clumps of Pumpkin's hair in... I kept seeing clumps of Pumpkin's hair in their cage, and I didn't think that was good, because Pumpkin is actually my personal guinea pig, and Peanut is the more family kind of guinea pig. But that's just because Pumpkin is harder to look after, and because he's colourful and sweet little. But yeah, so I just thought I'd address their first fight, just so that you guys can understand that these are normal guinea pigs, and not those Instagram guinea pigs who just love each other. It's often more easy with girls, because they get, I don't know why, they just get along easier. But I have 2 male guinea pigs. They are quite hard to look after. Peanut is so still right now. I think he's really stunned by the camera. Peanut! Peanut! It's okay. Oh my goodness, Pumpkin, you've messed up your hair so much. Going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on post notifications. Also, comment your favourite parts or where I can improve, because that really helps with the way my videos are set out. If you want me to add anything, if you want me to make them longer, just general things like that, that really helps to make my videos better and more enjoyable. So that is it for this week's video, and hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!